Hey everybody, welcome back. So I'm going to talk a little bit about channel setup and how I like to arrange things. So for this, we're looking again at my game, which I'm HSD of, which is called OWBN. So it is a changing breeds game. So it's going to obviously be set up to function for that. But it's the game that I control, so therefore I feel pretty comfortable showing it to you guys. So, uh, I separate things into several groups. I have an out of character group, and then for in character, I have on the sept, near the sept, random other locations, packs, and private channels. So for out of character, there's the general OC chatter. There is a channel for just notifying STs, like, hey, I have ST question. There's an ST chat. This is where only STs are, and we talk to each other. It is, as you can see with this little lock, protected. Players don't see it. Roles go here. I mentioned this in the other place. This is basically where just roles happen, just to kind of contain them. Then for in-character groups, I tend to do things by location. So if, for example, you have a couple of different towns in your game territory, you might want to say, you know, this is town A, this is town B, this is town C, and then inside each town have a channel for some of the big locations. So I have an on the sept channel, and there's a generic place where people can RP, and then there's some locations, the Right Master's Glen, the training grounds, a place for bears to teach, a place to visit the totem. One of the things that you can do is you can pin some descriptions of locations, which I totally did not do here, but you can. And then I have, you know, some other locations near the sept, this person's house, this person's island, other locations. So in our game, this is one town, another town, somebody's house, somebody's cabin, a store, and different places are in different, obviously different places. Then we can have these private areas. So again, this is a changing breeds game. So there are private pair areas that are just specific characters who are in a pack. So this is, you know, the Clashing Boom Boom pack. It's got a couple of PCs in it, and obviously all the SDs. So if you you know, if we go edit the channel and we look at permissions, we will see that it's STs and like a couple of people who are in that pack. So that's a private area. And then we have private channels, and this is like just channels that people wanted for specific things. So like the bears wanted to do stuff in their channel. Some people wanted to do things in their specific channels. You know, people might want to have a private meeting, but they want to do it in a channel so that the staff can see it. So you can absolutely put that there. Again, in our channel, we can organize this however you want, whether that's by locations or by, you know, as broad as town name versus as specific as, you know, the coffee shop's back room, the coffee shop's front entryway, you know, the table on the left that only Bob ever sits at. It depends on what your game needs, and you can obviously add more channels later or archive channels. But do organize things and do put things into these categories, because it allows your players to collapse things to more easily see them. And it's pretty important to be able to have things organized. So if we look at something that's like an active game, so this is an active downtime server, high chips game, there are a lot of channels and groups. These are all different groups, and this is the actual at game server, so there's a whole bunch of different groups. Out of character actions, again, sign in, sign out. You give people a format, right? Character name, your name, where are you, what game are you based out of, your email address. And this is a mage game, so like, what do you have active, you know, for sign in and sign out. This is our role room, this is our influence and actions, etc. You know, OC room is for chat. OOC check-in, very important. I recommend you have it for your game. It is where people would go and say, hey, I see in a scene where I am yelling at your character. Are you okay? Are we okay? Have a check-in room. It's just a place that encourages people to do that kind of check-in, so it's nice. I also encourage people in my game, and I'll scroll to my game so that we can see it again. I encourage people in my game to put their real names in parentheses after their character name. Not everybody does it, but we do encourage it. Why? Well, so it's very easy to forget that the person on the other side of the screen is like an actual person and not a random body that is not somebody you know or care about. If you remember that, hey, this person whose name is John Smith is actually your friend Bob, who you go out for beers with, and who's going to be hurt if you're a jackass to them. Like, that's important to remember, and sometimes it's forgotten, so putting people's real names sometimes helps, or at least whatever name they go by in not character. So that's a thing that I encourage, but nicknames do have a length limit, so kind of be aware of that. But yeah, that's kind of how organization works. Organize things in here as you see fit for your game, and good luck.